Certain Native American tribes use oak bark as an antiseptic and an anti-inflammatory. The acorns from the white oak tree are also used as a food source, and they can be roasted to make a coffee substitute. The white oak, or Quercus alba, is native to certain parts of North America. Despite being referred to as a white oak, the bark is more of a grey colour. The trees can grow 100 feet tall, and they tend to have a widespread habit of growth. The part of the white oak that's typically harvested for the health benefits is the inner bark and the galls. The gall is the growth that occurs most often on the twigs, small branches, and the new shoots. They form when something, often like a wasp laying their eggs, irritates the part of the tree, and it stimulates the plant cells to grow. The white oak bark is well known as an astringent herb. This means it can tighten and tone the tissues in the body. The astringency mainly comes from the presence of compounds known as tannins. It also has anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, and it can help to stop bleeding. Because of its ability to tighten and tone, the white oak has often been used as a treatment for varicose veins. Varicose veins are twisted and swollen veins, and they usually show up in the legs. They can occur because of the increased blood pressure and the weak or damaged vein walls and valves. There's an increased risk of developing varicose veins as you get older and during pregnancy, especially if you've had multiple births. The white oak bark has a toning and anti-inflammatory effect when taken internally, and this can help the veins to contract. The white oak bark can also be used externally for skin issues like eczema, cuts, burns, and bruises. It's been historically used for wounds because it's a styptic herb. This means it can stop bleeding. The oak bark also acts as an antiseptic to protect wounds, and the tannins present have antibacterial properties. The astringent and the antimicrobial properties from the oak bark make it great for natural oral health. It's been used as a powder for the teeth, gums, and as a mouthwash. The oak bark is especially helpful for sore and bleeding gums and infections in the mouth. Besides a mouthwash, you can also use the oak bark to make a gargle for a sore throat. Another frequent and traditional use of the white oak bark is to ease diarrhea. The tannins in the oak bark help to strengthen the intestinal lining, and this helps the body transition from watery stools back to normal. A study done on related oak species, Quercus crassifolia, found the bark extract showed action against certain bacteria like E. coli that can cause an upset stomach and diarrhea. The white oak bark is in the German Commission E for the treatment of diarrhea. Other topical benefits of the white oak include its ability to soothe the scalp and to help with oily hair. As an astringent, the oak bark can help to cleanse the scalp and to dry up excess oil. It can also be made into a tea and used as a rinse for dandruff. Because the white oak bark can be drying, you might not want to use it if you've extremely dry scalp or skin. You can combine it with other ingredients that can help to moisturize the scalp. The white oak bark has been used frequently as a tea, and this benefits the digestive and the urinary health. It can act as a diuretic, and this can help the bladder and the kidney health, as well as with water retention. Besides diarrhea, the oak bark is thought to be effective against certain parasites, and it can tone tissues in the digestive tract. The white oak bark is most often used as a tea, an extract, or a powder. It can be used internally or externally, as a tea, or made into a cold compress for wounds and skin irritation. You can also make a decoction of the white oak bark and add it to a warm bath to soothe the skin. You can use a cooled decoction as a throat gargle, a mouthwash, or for your hair and scalp. The white oak bark is safe with a few precautions. It's generally not recommended for continual use of more than a month. Short-term use generally produces no side effects, but can occasionally cause an upset stomach. The topical application can irritate the skin in certain people, so you should do a small patch test before using it on a larger area. The oak galls are more astringent than the inner bark, and they should only be used in small quantities. If the normal constitution tends to be dry, oak bark on its own might be too drying for you. To learn about herbs, supplements, and natural treatment plans, check out my website.